ISO 27001. So we shared them into internal and external benefits. So what are some of the internal benefits? It gives us a structured approach to managing risks. You do not want to be in a jungle as an organization. So everything should be procedural. Where there are risks, if you identify a risk, how do we deal with this risk? Or how do we deal with risk? What's the escalation matrix? You have to have all of that in a structured manner. And there's something called the law of process and flow. Where there's a process, there will be flow. So that brings us to our next point. It gives us improved operational efficiency. So because you've put things in place, it means that it's a more efficient environment. Just imagine that environment. You had a threat. You handle it this way this time, then the next time you handle it that way. Like, it's so random. So you cannot even come up with proper ways to eventually of preparation for the future if you're random. Because if there's a trend and you consistently treat the trend a certain way, that way you come up with deductions to say, oh, when this happens, these are the ways to handle this kind of risks, because from our experience, this is how it has been handled, and it has proven to be effective. Then we have external benefits. Of course, it will enhance your reputation. It's a big deal when you see companies will do newspaper publications. We have been certified to ISO 27001. It's a big deal. Now, I'll tell you why. I'll use Microsoft as an example. There's a level of partnership with a company like Microsoft you would have as a company that they cannot give to you unless you are certified to standards like ISO 27001. And then that's because they believe that, oh, these people have the things in place, and it means that their reputation is in place. It means that the chances of certain things happening is minimal. And even if those things happen, they have things in place to mitigate those risks. And then, like I had said, increase trust with the clients and partners. So in this case, it increases trust. Oh, we can go to sleep. We know that you have things in place to take care of our assets, information assets in this regard. And then it's easier to access global markets. Again, the Microsoft example. If you're not certified to these things, you can't even do business with them. As a Nigerian company, I can pitch for a job in the UK, for instance, because I am certified to an international standard. That may just be a major requirement to be able to do that job. So we have 10 clauses in the ISO 27001, just like every other ISO. But clauses 1 to 3, they are not auditable. So that's why we always start by clause 4, because those are the clauses that you can audit by. So basically, what is clause 4? Clause 4 is the context of the organization. And what is the context of the organization? It helps us to understand the internal and external factors that affect the information security within our environment. So there must be internal factors, there must be external factors. So we need to identify those internal factors and external factors. Then clause 5 is leadership. And this is where we talk about leadership's commitment, and then leadership would also give us or spell out the roles and responsibilities for everyone within the program of the security management system. Then we have planning. So it's in the planning phase that we would address the risks and then opportunities. Now, with the when we say risk management approach, that means we will then, you'd identify, you identify, you evaluate, and then you also categorize. After categorizing the risks, you also prefer solutions for solving the risk or reducing the risk. Now, don't forget that sometimes